Walk it up. I think it's the first time I've said that today.
It'll be interesting to see if they try to go for the last. No, they're not going to go for the last shot.
Ball was deflected by Mike Scott. Rebound underneath to Chris Brown. He's got 14 points. And Weaver has itself a 7-point lead with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Rebound to Todd with 6. Lead pass to Lurry with 4. Can't save it. Goes out of bounds off Harris with 2.
That was a great pass down the floor. They've got a shot now with 2 seconds to score and add to this lead.
Sean Ellaby checks in the lineup for Danbury, replacing Marlon Scott. 2 seconds left in the half. Weaver to inbound. Graham to do the honors. Goes to Todd.
Good if it goes.
Martin's three-pointer. Will count at the buzzer. Think he tried to bank that in?
Outside. He's way outside the three-point range. And one of the Hatters getting there a little bit late. He banks that one off. There's no way he thought that was going home. But that's a big basket now. That was a 10-point lead here at the half.
Tell you what, if he were playing horse, that wouldn't have counted unless he...
And the shooting percentages, Danbury, 29% from the field versus 46 for Weaver. And a lot of that 29% due to the fact some ill-advised shots on the part of the Hatters.
And right away, Weaver turns it over on his first possession. Marlon Scott, 2-on-2 break, knocked out of bounds by Weaver. So it will be Danbury basketball. Individual
championship game, but just in normal coaching, you just get into it. You're almost pleading at times with these guys. Box out, get that loose ball. Don't let him go around you. Dwight Tolliver over there doing the same right now.
Robert Graham makes the first of 2. There you see his point total today, averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds per game. Even though he's not a starter, he is an all-Central Connecticut Conference performer for Dwight Tolliver's Weaver club. Makes the vote, so that restores the 10-point lead. Marlon Scott with the runner. Rebound in the lane to Anthony Harris. His jumper. He's got 17.
See, right now, they're still in the box in one Weaver, but Anthony Harris, that trip down the floor, went down on the pace. Didn't handle the ball, got the rebound, too tough inside for them.
Full court trap by Danbury. Martin beats it, but an ill-advised pass and a turnover.
Well, anytime you go up in the air, you're going to be in trouble. That Barkman basket, you really can't take the shot. So many times you try to teach players, stay on the ground, don't leave the floor.
This is Marlon Scott with the jumper. Rebound today, and he is fouled. Have been very
baby brother.
This is Martin for 3.
Well, Dwight Tolliver and the Weaver Beavers are certainly not going to slow it up. They're just going to keep coming at him.
11 points for Martin. Harris with the jumper. Rebound Graham. Lead pass to Lurry. He's ahead of the field. And he's fouled by Mike Scott. Number 2 on Mike, 4 on the club.
Well, Mark Lurry got the foul there. When we watch this now, you're going to see he almost creates this foul situation. He doesn't take the ball up and really finish it. Dwight Tolliver really upset with him at this, and he should be. He's going to come up and he's going to do a little bit of shake and bake. See, instead of taking the ball up, he wants to come around and do a half circle like Anthony Harris. If he had put the ball in the glass, the basket would have counted. He'd have a shot to go up and make a three-pointer, and that's why Dwight Tolliver was upset with him.
So at the free throw line will be Mark Lurry, his first appearance there this afternoon. 14 points all in the first half. He'll get another. Weaver looking for his first state championship since 1971, 20 years ago, when the Beavers beat their cross-city rivals, Hartford Public. So Lurry makes them both. He's got 16 points, and now the lead is suddenly back up to 7.
And now you see Donnell Martin all over Harris as he came out of bounds the whole length of the floor. They're still in that box in one.
Marlon Scott with a running one-hander. Rebound Anthony Scott on the baseline. Tries to feed the day, but it's stolen by Graham. Outlet to Wilson. Cross court to Martin. Steps beyond the three-point line and regroups. Now turns and drives. Rebound Marlon, and a foul on Chris Brown. Correct myself.
And Hart's a very quick step right by Donnell Martin. He couldn't guard him at all.
Off the inbound, Marlon Scott feeds in the lane to Flint Smith for his first 2. 5-point Weaver lead. There you see the time remaining in the third quarter. Capacity crowd here at Dietrich Gymnasium. This is the second of 4 CIAC championship games this weekend. Got a 5-second call there.
Call on any didn't pick it up quick enough. You're allowed your 5 seconds on your dribble, and if you pick the ball up, you lower it down, maybe take the last shot, take a minute off the clock to maintain that 5-point lead. They don't want to let this thing get even at the end of the quarter.
This is Harris, guarded by Marc. Throws up the jumper. Rebound in the lane. Nene.
That's his first.
7 seconds to go in the quarter. So 5 straight Danbury points. Graham for 3. Didn't hit anything. Nice hustle rebound saved by Wilson. And Martin with the jumper. He's got 13. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Marlon Scott drives. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Lurry with 32 seconds left. Danbury with the ball down by 5.
Lurry trying to save it, stepped on the end line. I think it would have been the Weaver ball anyway.
Wet spot on the floor. Official Steve Kirk uses one of those arms. Martin with 12 seconds. Beats down low to Brown.
Great pass by Martin.
6 seconds left. Harris with 4, and he's fouled.
And if that's outside the 3, he's going to get 3 shots here. So that foul really hurts. You got to know the time and on the clock before you come down the floor. And so often players don't realize how much time and where they are on the floor. Because Anthony Harris was outside the 3-point line and he took the shot, as we see Kenny Smith. He's got to be real happy about that. Anthony Harris going to go to the charity stripe for a chance to knock in 3 with 2 ticks left on the clock.
Could trim that to 4 if he makes all 3. As Terry mentioned, he gets 3 because he was fouled while attempting a 3-pointer. New rule which was instituted this year in high school and college basketball.
I think it's a great rule too. If you're going to give 3 points for the shot, then you got to give 3 if you take the shot and you get fouled outside.
Well, he's got the first 2. 2 seconds left.
There's a guard out front, going to handle the ball a lot, going to get fouled, is able to finish.
Well, the hat trick for Harris. 4-point lead, 2 seconds left. Lurry, 3/4 court at the buzzer. Hit the rim. So we have played 3 quarters in our Double L championship game. And at the end of 3, it's Weaver of Hartford over Danbury by 4. An opponent in the last 2 years, trying to win its second title in 3 years. Weaver looking for his first in 20 years. Marlon Scott, Morgan, this is Mike Scott. The Beavers sit back in the zone. On the left, Anthony Harris for 3.
See, Dynell Martin, I don't know what he was thinking about. He was at least 5 or 6 feet away from Anthony Harris. You know that they're going to come down and go to him. You got to get over and deny him the basketball. He's too good a player to give him the ball.
31 for Harris, 16 in the second half. And all of a sudden, Danbury, who had trailed by 11 earlier in this half, is down by just 1. This is the closest Danbury has been since late in the second quarter. They led by 10 in the first, trailed by 10 at the half. Graham for 3. Rebound, batted around, controlled by Marlon Scott.
And they missed Rob Morgan down the floor, but Robert Graham ill-advised why he's taking a 3-point shot. He's taken a couple before, hasn't been close on any of them.
Harris for 2. Rebounded by Lurry. Outlet to Wilson. Head of the field to Graham, stolen by Harris. Lead pass, deflected and stolen by Brown.
Basketball, a game of decisions. Both clubs right now making some 4-1s, throwing some long passes.
Martin for 3. And a foul underneath on Graham. Are we going to score the goal here?
Score the goal. Score the goal. It's a 3-pointer, and then you got your foul. Whether or not we're in a bonus situation, now 5 fouls, so we're not going to see a 1-1 collegiate level. Draw the crowd, dish it off.
He's got 11. Give and go, stolen in the lane by Morgan. And stolen right back by Wilson. 4 points for Wilson. Well, what a job he's done off the backboard today. Picked up 3 fouls early. Harris well beyond the 3-point line. Here's a nice lead pass from Martin to Lurry. And the foul.
Dynell Martin again got the outlet pass, looked up the floor. That's the key to the success that Marc Lurry had on making the play. The Dynell Martin looked up the floor.
Performer, and he does complete the 3-point play. The foul was on Morgan, and it was his 3rd. 5 on the club. Each team with 5 fouls in the second half.
See, Weaver now out of the box and one. They're staying in a 1-3-1 zone, which leaves Anthony Harris free to try to pick a spot in the zone.
Marlon Scott gives to Morgan for three.
See, that wingman on a 1-3-1's got to get up and guard the ball. They know Danbury can stick the three, got to go up and play it.
First points of the afternoon for Rob Morgan. So the lead is 4. Blocking foul on Marlon Scott in the backcourt. His third, 6 in the club. So
5 minutes and 17 seconds. So if they get it the next minute or so, they're going to have 4 minutes and a little bit longer to shoot 1-1.
This is Martin. Across the timeline. Guarded by Morgan. Gives up the dribble. Down on the block, it goes to Brown. Knocked away by Harris. Stolen by Marlon Scott. 5 minutes left. Danbury with the ball, down 4. Mike Scott fakes the three. Feeds inside Anthony Harris. Across the lane. The foul. No basket before the shot. For the shot. 32 seconds. And a Weaver player called for a timeout, which they did not have.
So technical
foul on Buchanan. They made the free throw, got the ball, and that's how they won the ball game.
That's why sometimes when you're coaching and dealing with youngsters, you just never know what's going to happen.
2 for 2 for Lurry. He's got 21 points, 4-point lead, 4.5 to go.
Again, here's that 1-3-1 zone now. So Anthony Harris can roam around free in the zone and try to pick his spot to get open.
And there's Harris with the jump. Rebound, loose in the lane. Martin controls. Stolen from behind by Mike Scott. Deflects to Harris, who drives, goes to shoot off balance, and is his second. And Harris will be at the line to shoot 2.
Here you see Anthony Harris on the penetration. Even though he's blocking us a little bit, but there you see the foul right there over the wrist. But the play before that, Donnell Martin had the basketball, started up the floor, and again, one of the Scots knocks the ball free. That's been the storyline all day here today. So many times Weaver has had possession of the ball, going down the floor, and Scots have been able to come from behind and deflect it away.
Ken Smith's club now down by 3 as Harris makes the first of 2. He is 5 of 6 from the line today. There you see his point total, so he has now equaled his per-game average. Pulls his club within 2. Now we have an official's timeout started by Morgan. Graham for 3.
He got hit one of those one time, but that's still not a great shot selection at this juncture in the ballgame.
He's got 10 points, and the lead is 5. The running jumper by Harris no good, but Nene inside with the rebound.
Well, he's been tough here in the second half. That's his 4th time on a stick back.
Three and a half remaining.
Scott almost gets another steal. He really got to protect the basketball against the Hatters. They're always looking for that reach-in.
This is Graham, started by Nene. Martin, defended by Mike Scott. Inside and a foul from behind, and that's Mike Scott with the rebound. 4-point lead for Weaver. 3:07 to go. What a great ball game this has been. Morgan, no good. Rebound, Chris Brown along the baseline.
Big rebound
Lurry,
right there.
lead pass, steal by Morgan. Give it to Harris.
Pass there. He's got possession of the basketball. Don't give it up.
And a steal from behind for Weaver. Mark, foul line jump.
An in-your-face jump shot right there.
Harris with the drive at the other end. Rebound Brown. Weaver up 6 with the ball. Wilson, jumper. Over the back.
Keeping his eyes on the basket. Misses a layup going to the hole.
And it is Brown down low to Wilson. Missed the layup.
And Brown had the open layup, didn't look at the basket. First thing you got to learn, in the delay game, yes, we want to delay, but if we get a wide open layup, we want to put it home.
2 minutes to go. 4-point Weaver lead. This is Anthony Harris. Gets the screen from Smith. Stops, jumps. Rebound knocked out of bounds off Brown.
Got to protect the basketball. You got to pass the ball so they can't foul you.
Brown at the free throw line. Deflected, but a kick will be called on.